else I appreciate in the world besides some quality father-son bonding time. And that's exactly what I got recently. It all started when I went to my dad Phaseolus' house to help him with a new Venetian blind in his study, and he proposed an idea.
Well, you've cocked that right up, haven't you, you plump and robust wanker? The whole mount is askew.
It's as level as I can get it.
I'll fucking level you. You really are a sensationally dismal bloke. It's my fault, I suppose, never quite instilled in you the mark of a decent man. It's not too late, though. I have an idea. Finally, what say we go camping?
Really? That'd be amazing. I'd love to. We've never done anything like that before.
Yeah, I've always thought you'd be too much of a pathetic weakling. You'd hear an owl and leak shit in your sleeping bag out of fear. But there's no harm in trying now. Worst case, I just desert you in the forest and relieve myself of the headache that I have to call my son.
And that was that. We decided to stay a couple of nights in the nearby Bonkshire Forest, just southwest of the Bonkshire Braes. I needed to pick up a tent before the trip, so stopped by B&Q, of course, catching Geraldine on a lovely fag break. My word, I don't know if it was the knowledge I was about to be up against the forces of nature for a weekend or what, but Geraldine just looked like a cosmopolitan princess. Underneath her orange work apron, she was clad in an ill-fitting button-up that really accentuated her irregular form. Her lopsided bust, her delicately flabby back. She wore leopard print chinos that were caught deep in her fanny mound, giving her the most glamorous of camel toes. What I wouldn't give to have a go on that sweet off-pink temple. I would be a true worshipper. Anyway, I approached. Good morning, Geraldine.
Oh, hello, finally. What's on the itinerary today, you big lovely fella?
Just grabbing some last-minute supplies. Phaseolus and I are going camping this weekend.
Oh, that sounds brill. I love camping nearly as much as I love the taste of this fucking ciggy. They form a protective seal of tar on my lungs, you see.
Yeah. We'll be off to the Bonkshire Forest first thing tomorrow.
Oh, really? The Bonkshire Forest? Are you sure?
Why shouldn't we be?
Have you not heard there's meant to be some ominous entity in the woods?
Ominous entity? Sounds like a load of paranoid folklore to me.
Oh, finally, you've got to take this seriously. By ominous entity, I don't mean Philip Schofield. I mean something genuinely dangerous. You just be careful. People have reported feeling like they're being watched in a bad way that is not like in a sort of peeping Tom voyeur way.
So yeah, that does just sound like Philip Schofield, though.
Oh, shush. Here, take this.
What is it? It looks like a cigarette.
Oh, very observant. It does look like a ciggy, but actually it's a flare. Billows up a nicotine-laced smoke signal in case you get into trouble. It works in street too. I've only ever used it once when I got lost in the large Sainsbury's. Was just trying to buy some Ribena but got trapped in the veggie aisle. I couldn't tell north from fucking south.
Oh, that does sound frightening.
Oh, it was. They actually removed the roof and brought a helicopter in and airlifted me to the automatic doors. A really courageous pilot. I made sure to thank him in the true avian way.
Oh, what's the avian way?
Anal. Anyway, what supplies do you need? I can give you a hand.
And Geraldine escorted me round the store, helping me decide on a robust two-man tent, a practical bit of kit, one with a six-sided living space, zip-away skylights, fully waterproof with taped seams and above-average hydrostatic head rating. Gorgeous. I also picked up a portable gas-powered camping stove, 2 folding chairs, and yes, with retractable footrests and reclinable functionality, and a sleeping bag. Handily, I'm able to just bring my normal fold-out I sleep on every night, as well as my sturdy stainless steel kettle. And with that, I was ready to go. Phaseolus and I arrived at the clearing the following morning, ready to set up camp. It was a nice little hollow we found, nestled in the Bonkshire Forest, surrounded by sprawling silver birches, about a 45-minute walk from where I'd parked the van.
I'm beginning to regret this, you know.
Why's that, Dad?
Just watching you manhandle those tent poles is frankly agitating. You look like a baffled ape trying to play Connect 4 against a fucking mirror. You wouldn't last one day out here on your own. You're like a fucking border collie with a baby for a trainer.
I'm just figuring it out, see? It's a new tent and I just want to be dead sure I've got it set up for us.
Us?
Yeah, you said to pick up a tent, and I got this 2-man little number.
Oh, I meant get a tent each, you daft cunt. I have to share with you. Oh, this is just the fucking worst. Pack it down, lad. Let's just get back to Porkborough. This is too sad. I don't want to share with you. You probably still piss the bed or have wet nightmares.
Oh, come on. It'll be a blast. Let's stay one night, and if you hate it, we'll go back in the morning.
Fine, but I'm sleeping outside.
I can sleep outside. You take the tent if it really matters to you.
No chance. Don't talk to me like I'm some fucking dithering OAP. I used to be revered in the psychology sphere. In fact, I still fucking am. It'll be more rustic anyway, and you'd probably freeze your rank little prick off in the night, and then you'll probably sob till daybreak.
We finished setting up, and I suggested we play a card game. Dad suggested he play solitaire and I just watch him silently. And after a couple of hours of that, I thought I'd set up the fire whilst he go on a little walk. I managed to start a roaring little pit, just as Phaseolus returned. Did you have a nice wander, Dad?
What's it to you? God, that's a pissy little fire you've made, you plucky little shit. I'll be amazed if it heats any of our beans at all.
It'll do the trick. Did you see any deer?
No, I saw a wolf, but it ran off as it took a steaming shit behind a birch. I did feel some sort of ominous presence, though, maybe just a bear or something.
Really? Ominous? Geraldine said there was some entity we must be careful of. Oh, but I just thought that was a load of poppycock.
Oh, now, don't be silly. These woods have scared off many people in the last few years. People disappearing, hearing things, that sort of lark.
Oh, shit, that's actually a little bit worrying.
Maybe for you, you hot-headed, weak and shit twat. I've never worried about anything other than my legacy, but I let go of that once you were born.
Like you're proud of me or something?
No, you lame tart, because I realised my legacy died with you, so I've let that go. Anyway, start on dinner. I'm fucking ravished and absolutely hankering for a juicy Lincolnshire.
Night fell and we sat beneath the stars, eating tins of beans and bonding.
Right, I'll tell you a scary campfire story then, so long as you promise not to weep and ruin the trip.
No, I'll be fine. Please go ahead, Dad. Oh, I'm excited. A scary story.
Once upon a time, a young girl was on her way back from her nan's house in the woods. She was clad in a red parka jacket and was quick to make it home. She'd heard tale of a wolf and didn't intend on being its dinner. She knocked on her nan's cottage door deep in the woodland. "Come on in, lass," her nan said, a strange croak in her voice. The little girl went in and saw her nan wrapped up in bed. "You all right, Nan? You unwell or something?" "Oh, it's just the long COVID, love," replied the old bitch. "Can you still not taste then?" "Oh, yeah, but all the better to eat your shit cooking with." "Nan, what big ears you have." "All the better for listening to Tom Jones," replied the nana. "But Nan, what big eyes you have." "Oh, all the better for watching the chase with, lovey." "But Nan," "Oh, what is it now?" "What big hands you have." Well, if you must know, all the better for fobbing off my clit with. You know, all birds like me need a bit of release too, babe. And the little girl got closer. My, Nan, what a terribly, terribly big mouth you have. All the better for mouthing you off with, you cunt. Now get in your cot, you're giving me a right fucking migraine. Go to bed. And she did. And the next morning, the girl woke up to quietness. She went to her nan to ask if she wanted a cup of tea, and her nan had perished in her sleep. Her body lay there with foam around the mouth. Turns out she popped an ecstasy tablet in the night while she was watching Family Fortunes, you know, a rerun from when Les Dennis used to host it. It didn't agree with her bangers and mash she had for tea, and she threw up in her sleep, choked on the vomit and passed away. The end.
Yeah, see, Dad, I gotta say that wasn't actually that scary.
Oh, everyone's a fucking critic, aren't they?
Then we heard a noise from beyond our campsite, somewhere in the woods. Now that's scary. What the fuck do you think that is?
I don't know, probably a jackal. Now get to bed, I'm sick of the sight of you. There's an Ordnance Survey recommended trail down to a creek I'd like to check out in the morning, and I need you well rested. You're a pretty limp shite bag anyway, and I can imagine if you stay up too late, it'll be like dragging along a sack of root vegetables with me.
Oh, fine. But that does sound quite nice, actually. I'll turn in. And I got all cosy in my tent as Phaseolus set himself up outside. I had my notepad with me, so whittled away on my newest story, Peter's Pendulum, until I got too tired and fell asleep, ready for another day of father-son love. Good morning, Dad. Dad? Phaseolus, where are you? Dad's bed was empty. In fact, his sleeping bag was ripped to shreds. There were a load of footprints around in the dirt, trailing off. Dad? Fuck. A bear must have taken him or something. Shit. I also noticed my rucksack had been ripped up. All of my custard creams were gone, as was the cigarette flare Geraldine gave me. I tried phoning my dad. Thought maybe he'd gone down to the creek without me, but there was no phone signal at all. I think he was taken. Ah, fuck. I downed a Lucozade, ate a mind-clearing Kinder Bueno, grabbed my personal items and decided to track the footprints. At the sight of my dad's bedroll, it seemed like there had been a struggle, and the prints leading deep into the forest seemed only to be one person or thing. They were large, larger than my dad's for sure, and looked like a bear walking only on two legs. The prints did lead down to a creek and through it, but the water was very shallow and meant it wasn't obvious where the thing had continued walking, as there were no prints on the opposite bank. I figured it must have gone down or upstream. I tried to think back to the few episodes of Man vs. Wild with Bear Grylls I watched when I was bedridden with shingles, trying to tap into my survivalist skill set. Being a handyman and craftsman, it's within my nature to problem solve. In another life, I was probably an explorer. Perhaps I could have found the tomb of Tutankhamun, or found a fossil in the Outer Hebrides, or discovered the sweet nectar of squeezing a cow's tits to produce milk. I stood in the creek, the water up to my ankles, and channeled my senses. I closed my eyes and focused on my breathing and hearing. I like to do those breathe, play, masturbatory instruction videos on the porn websites, so my breath control is second to none, and so I could just pay attention to the quiet, natural soundscape. Then I heard it, a percussive, melodic noise, something moving in the wind deeper in the woods beyond the creek, like Mother Nature drunkenly playing a marimba. I walked towards it, and in another hollow I found a hand-carved wooden wind chime, and several little men whittled out of birch and suspending from the branches. Fuck, was it eerie. Stood in the centre, I noticed a rugged intention line in the dirt heading off northwest. I figured whatever took my dad could well have crafted these wooden buoys and chimes, and the footpath there may take me to where I need to go. The path went on for miles. I left a trail of mini Mars bar wrapping in case I got lost. The sun was hanging low in the sky. I was starting to really worry about my dad. I sat on a felled tree for a break, losing hope. I'd run out of water and only had a little bit of iron brew left. Shit. I began to cry, and as my head was in my hands, I heard a whistling noise above me, and then a big red plume of smoke appeared above the treetops around a half-mile deeper in the woods. Geraldine's flare. That must be my dad. The adrenaline welled up in me like when I see a lady on the One show in a low-cut top. I tightened the canvas straps on my Eurohike rucksack padded harness system and raced towards it. As I got closer to the source, I slowed down in case my dad was in danger, and I was right to. Eventually, I came upon a cave opening from which the plume blossomed. Scattered outside were bones, an out-of-action fire pit with a robust Spitfire structure made from old camping sticks, and a load of jackdaw heads on spikes. The sun had left the sky. I began sneaking into the cave. It was a long winding passage, presumably formed by some fluvial geomorphology, and I could hear murmuring and followed the noise. As I got closer, it sounded more and more like a lullaby.
Hush, little baby, go to sleep. Walter's gonna capture you a wild shape, and if that shape looks at you funny, with my blade I'll cut that fucker's tummy.
The cave opened up into a large space with drawings on the walls, a bedroll, more cleaned off bones, and a rustic cage that held my dad, who sat on the floor dressed in a muddied baby grow onesie with a floral bonnet and an oversized lollipop. A larger-than-life, tremendously hairy man danced around the cage. I spied on them from behind a small boulder.
Lucky thing we're so deep in the woods that your silly little flare won't be of any use. You'll soon regret trying to use it, I'll say.
In fairness, you hairy loaf, I thought it was an actual Benson and Hedges. Nicked it and some custard creams off me son after I chain-smoked all of me own.
You have a son?
Sort of. Not a very good son. In fact, for the sake of argument, let's just say I don't.
If you have a son, that makes me a grandpa.
Listen here, you daft woodsman. I'm not your fucking son. We look about the same age.
No, you're my baby boy, my little Rufus number 2.
Rufus number 2? Like poo?
Not quite.
Then my thigh gave in from the mediocre squat I was in, and I knocked some rocks over.
What? Hello? Who goes there? I know you're in here.
Shit. Hi, mate. I'm just here to collect my dad over there. You seem to have mistaken him for a little baby. I'll just be getting him and we'll be on our way. This creature, which is now clearly a hermit man, walked right up to me like a mammoth-sized landlord approaching a tenant who complained just one too many times about the mould problem near the clogged toilet vent. He picked me up and chucked me in the cage with my dad.
You stay in there, my grandson. I'll be back with dinner. I hope you like tree-bark stew and undercooked pigeon.
Wow, my hero. You bulging fucking pigsty of a bloke. Now we're both trapped in here. Couldn't you have at least pretended to be a fucking heroic fucking man for once, instead of that display of oafish bumbling idiocy that I just witnessed? Just when I thought it couldn't get any worse, now I have to share a small cage with a loutish cretin like you.
I'm just glad to have found you. At least now we can work together. But what happened last night?
Well, after you went to bed, I rummaged through your things, then sat under the stars. It was a clear night. Orion looked fucking heroic in the sky, like an astronomical postman. I was beginning to drift off when I heard something approach. I thought it might have been a bear, so I lied still and hoped it would maul me to death so I wouldn't have to endure another day in the woods with you. Unfortunately, it was that deranged maniac who rigged like fish guts and kept calling me his little baby Rufus. I thought it was a sex thing. He knocked me out and I woke here dressed like a baby.
Yeah, I was going to ask about your outfit.
I'm glad you've not. But based on my knowledge as a fucking brilliant yet retired psychologist, I think our wild man here has some unbridled trauma he's unable to work through. But I haven't been able to therapize him as he keeps cuddling me and kissing my forehead and singing me lullabies.
Well, what should we do? Should we make a plan?
I don't know, I quite like the idea of dying.
Oh, come on. Maybe we can therapize him over dinner? That tree bark stew sounds actually quite delightful. And you've got the psychological know-how, and I've got craftsmanship skills and a witty vocab from being an author. We're quite the team, don't you think, Dad?
Mate, shut the fuck up, will you? I'm trying to make some progress on this oversized lollipop, and I don't need you prattling on in my ear like an old woman in a W.H. Smith queue.
As Dad licked away at his lolly, I examined our surroundings some more. I noticed in the scattered ash of the fire pit sundered fragments of books. I had an idea. Dad, psst, pass me the lolly.
No, he gave this to me. This is mine. Fucking eyes off.
Well, just pull out the stick and give that to me, please.
Oh, if it'll shut you up, then fine. What you gonna do with that? Scratch your back because you can't reach because you're as flexible as a Nature Valley bar?
He pulled the stick out and continued licking at his lolly as he held it with both his tiny old man hands. I leaned out between the bars of the cage as far as I could, outstretching my arm and trying to move a piece of unburnt book cover towards me. Just about managed to get it nearer, and leveraged the lolly stick under it and flipped it over. All that was visible, untouched by flame, was a photo of a man's jaw.
Hey, I recognise that bloke.
Yeah, I think that might be...
Boys, dinner's ready.
The wild man chained our wrists and ankles to manacles and allowed us out of the cage so we could join him around the fire pit and eat the tree bark stew from a hollowed-out stone. As we were led out of the cage, I kicked over some more book covers and saw they all had pictures of the same man on them in different poses.
Isn't this fucking lovely? Me and my son and my grandson all enjoying a meal together.
So, can I be excused from the table, please?
No, you finish your meal and get back in your cage.
What do we call you?
You can call me Grandpops or Grandad.
What would someone maybe call you if they weren't related to you?
That doesn't fucking matter.
Well, do you like books then? I noticed there's some book covers dotted about.
Oh,
yeah, and I noticed a lot of them seem to be written by or about Bear Grylls.
ah!
The wild man shot up from his stool and kicked the bowl out my hands. What the fuck did you do that for, mate? I hadn't finished the stew.
You don't say that fucking name in my home.
I looked to my dad. Clearly I'd unearthed a little nugget of trauma for our captor. Dad seemed tuned in.
But what if a large ursine creature came in here with a barbecue? Could I still not even say, wow, I guess that Bear Grylls?
Ah!
Oh, fuck, don't kick my ball across the room as well. It was a simple fucking question.
You should know, little Rufus, why we don't say his name. He left us.
What the fuck? What the fuck are you on about?
You best drop this, both of you, or you'll get a right ruddy spanking.
Christ, look at his massive hands. He'd obliterate my buttocks. They're not what they used to be, no, sir.
Look, seeing as we're family, I suppose, there shouldn't be any secrets in a family. And sometimes, wild man, it's helpful to talk things through. Wouldn't you agree, Dad?
Yeah, I guess so.
The wild man slumped on a stone stool and stared into the fire.
Oh, fuck, finally. Look what you've done. It looks like he's about to start monologuing.
I was in the Territorial Army, an SAS trooper, and a bloody good one at that.
Fuck's sake, I was right. Look at him go.
That's where we met, Bear Grylls and I. We were friends right away. We had some appreciable chemistry that was electric and exciting without being volatile. I felt safe around him. I felt myself around him. I felt myself around him. We became a duo in the Corps, Bear and Walter. We managed to sleep in the same bunk bed. I was top, he were bottom. We used to stay up late telling each other secrets, or playing Scrabble, or braiding each other's hair. Oh, it was the mid-90s, and we were a couple of young bucks hiking the Himalayas with our regiment. I caught wind that they may move me to a different regiment after we got to West Bengal. I cried to Bear in his arms, scared to leave him, but he told me not to worry and that I should find my way to the back of the marching order on the following day's hike. I did as I was told, trusting him fully. And sure enough, Bear taps me on the shoulder and pulls me into a bush. He said to stay silent until the regiment had marched on far enough. We then descended the mountain and reached civilization in this eastern Indian region. We paid some folks to take us across the border. From there, we journeyed back to England, and I said he could stay with me and my folks in Porkborough while we figured out our next move.
Oof. You done?
Bear suggested we...
Oh, fucking hurry up, I'm bored.
Shut up, Dad.
As I was saying, Bear suggested we do a rogue camping trip here in this forest. Just us and a canteen of water each, test our survival skills. He loved that shit. We stayed a few nights before he finally kissed me. We made love, and soon enough I were pregnant.
Pregnant? Not to, delicate subject. Not to be sort of reductive or inappropriate. Oh, this is... look, I'm trying to use my vocabulary wisely here. I don't want to offend you. But you sort of seem to me, and this is me assuming, and I apologise for that, but you sort of seem like a cis bloke, and I'm surprised to hear you can get pregnant.
Listen, kidder, when love is stronger than matter itself, stronger than energy or atoms, anything can happen. And 9 months later, still here in the woods with my lover, I birthed a baby boy out of my arsehole, little Rufus.
Oh, Rufus, right, I see
Right,
now.
yes.
After a while, I woke up and he were gone. Dear Bear had fled us, even after we had a kid, after I proposed to him with a ring made out of blue tit bones. He left a note saying he loved us both but desperately needed to go back to the army life and parachute in Kenya. I couldn't believe it. I expected he'd return at any point. Realise his mistake. After a few years, I left Rufus here so I could quickly dip into Porkborough and find out anything I could about my beloved and betrothed. Turns out he'd betrayed us. I was so pissed, I grabbed a load of his biographies to read all about what he'd been up to. I stormed back here and I found Rufus. Well, while I'd been gone, he managed to get himself in front of an actual bear, a real bear, not my bear. And I was all alone. Everything I loved had deserted me or been ripped to shreds by a fucking bear.
Well, good to know, Walter, I think it was.
Right, back in your cage, both of you. I'll skin you both tomorrow. I'm too sad to do it right now.
He put us back in our cage and he went off to his bedchamber in an adjacent cave. He snored terribly loudly. Must have some sort of sleep apnea. I was bricking it about getting skinned by Wild Man Walter. I turned to my dad for reassurance. He had his back to me. Dad, what do you think's going to happen? How can we get out of here? Dad, what you doing? I went over and saw he was playing 8-ball pool on Facebook against his neighbour, Keith. Dad, you have your phone and you've got signal. Walter took my phone away.
Yeah, so what? I told him I needed for the app that measures my sugar level spikes for my diabetes.
But you don't have diabetes.
No, but, Keith was winning at 8-ball pool and I couldn't die before beating his creepy ass.
Well, call for help with it.
Why?
So we're not skinned alive.
Oh, yeah. Who should we call? That ugly fucking bird you hang around with?
No, Geraldine turns her phone off at night because she doesn't have a phone charger at home, only at work. Maybe call 999?
Like fuck am I calling the pigs? I've got quite a lot of contraband back at the campsite and I don't need them snorting around.
Well then, there is one person, but I really don't want to. As much as it pains me, Carleen, being quite a well-connected woman, means I could enact quite the devious plan. I gave Carleen a ring and told her what to do. The next morning, Wild Man Walter led us out of the cave in shackles to wait to be skinned while he sharpened his knife.
Some plan you had. He made me leave the phone in the cage, and now we're going to have our skin removed from our bodies. You really are just a fucking knuckle-headed dunce at the end of the day, aren't you?
Right, grandson, you're up first. Come and lay on me lap so I can skin the skin off your muscles and bones.
Oh, fuck, oh, shit.
There you are, that's good, lay down.
Dad, help, do something. Quit whining, you fucking crybaby. You're giving me the familial ick. Help!
I felt Walter begin pressing the blade against the small of my back under my shirt.
Your blubber is going to make quite the insulating pelt.
Please, dear Lord, please, somebody help. Walter, what are you doing? I turned my head and saw, standing by an opening in the tree line, a short man in a gorgeous fur coat, thick gold necklace, gilded aviator sunglasses, and expensive Italian leather boots.
Now, what are you doing here?
Fucking hell, is that Bear Grylls?
The very same. Walter, stop this madness. Walter threw me off his lap.
How dare you come back here after all these years? Don't you know what you've turned me into? You abandoned me. You abandoned our child.
Christ, Walt, you're not still talking about Rufus, are you? He wasn't real. I stayed for as long as I could with you here. We were soulmates, but I didn't know what happened. One day you did a massive shit in the woods and came back cradling it, calling it Baby Rufus. It was funny at first, like that time I drank my own piss, but the novelty wears off. I couldn't hang around with you, especially while you keep a decomposing turd around.
But why did you come back now?
Your prisoner, there, got in touch with my ghostwriter Carleen Shurak. I'd assumed you would have died by now. I needed to come and see you for myself. I've enjoyed the riches of fame and notoriety, but I've never forgotten my roots, and I've stayed humble. So I put on this lovely mink coat and hopped in my Ferrari and drove straight here.
We can start again. No more turd babies. I can look past you stabbing me in the back. I still love you, Teddy. Please, I need you. I always have.
You're hung up, Walt, and I've moved on. I've started a family with Steve Backshall. He actually gave birth to a real child.
No.
Yes. Now, unchain these strange men, and I'll take them back to town. You can come too, you know. I'm sure, with my power and influence, I can circumvent any charges of murder you might face looking at all these human bones.
You know I can't do that.
Well, if you change your mind, just use one of these, and I'll have someone pick you up.
What is it, a B&H ciggy?
It's a flare in the shape of a cigarette, more powerful than the cheap models they make at B&Q. It will alert anyone in a 5 million mile radius.
So, you think this is good enough?
There's still part of me that loves you, as much as I've tried to squash that part of me. But I will help you, if you ask, Walter. Just think about it, Walt. Your parents are still worried about you. They think you're dead. Come on now, fellas. Let's get back to Porkborough. And Bear Grylls broke our chains with his human hands and led us through the woods. I turned around as we left Walter there. He squatted, squeezed out a massive shit and cradled it. I felt bad for the guy. After all, he missed his lover and just wanted a child to love. You guys must be parched. Here, take this canteen.
Oh, thank you, Bear. Is that piss?
Yeah, got ya.
Oh, you cheeky fella.
Bear led us back to the roadside where my van was parked. A hot red Ferrari was also parked, and several emergency vehicles circled around. Also stood there was Carleen.
Hello, monkey man! Lovely time swinging from the branches, you chippy, lovely chippies! Ooh!
Got them back safe, Mrs. Shoerack. How's my next survival guide coming along?
It's fucking mint, Bear! It's fucking mint! It's a cracking lovely monkey money maker! Hi, finally! Nice time camping with your dad!
Hi, Carleen. I mean, yeah, it was just nice to spend time with my dad, I suppose.
Yes! Lovely! And who's this little baby in the bonnet with the lollipop? Let me pick you up, little lad!
Oh, Carleen, unhand me, woman. I'm a grown man. Stop picking me up.
Little baby monkey, hee hee hee. Do you want some milk?
No.
Do you want some milk?
No, put that away. Put your tit away.
Here you go, here's me nippy nip. Suck it down like a good baby. Like a very, very good baby.
Oh, Christ. Why is your breast milk... Oh, why is it so sweet? Oh, that would be lovely in a hot chocolate.
Titty sucking monkey baby, loving life and loving you. Anyway, finally, you can ride with me. Let's go home, let's go.
And we did. It was nice to be back in civilization. I'm a city boy at heart, so as much as it was nice to spend time with my dad, it was also lovely being back around other people. Thoughts of Walter polluted my brain. I wondered what would happen to him, if he'd stay in the woods pretending shit is a baby, or coming back to civilization. I couldn't sleep, partly because we left my fold-out in the woods, so I'd have to sleep on the armchair until I bought a new one. I continued writing away at my story, Peter's Pendulum, and staring out the window. Then, way over the braes, presumably from the Bonkshire Forest, a large, ciggy-smelling plume of smoke billowed into the sky. I pressed my hand to the window. Walter. He must have come to his senses. Anyway, here's a section from Peter's Pendulum about a man who can time travel whenever he uses his pendulum, which is what he calls his cock. He's only got a certain amount of magical seed that allows him to time travel, so he must use it wisely. I'm going to zap some raw chicken in the microwave, watch a bit of Time Team on my iPad, and hopefully have a good wank. Good night. On this summer's day, Renee and Peter walked along the bustling city streets, happy to finally be together. Through Peter's time-travelling powers, he has engineered the perfect relationship with Renee, correcting every single mistake and faux pas he's made, so he's the perfect man for her. She loves him, wholeheartedly and unconditionally, though his ball bag is low on sperm count.
Oh, Peter, what a gorgeous day it is, here in the big city. I've got something to tell you. Oh, Renee, what is it? I love you.
I love you too.
Kiss me.
Oh, now, Renee, I've got something to tell you. There's something about me nobody knows, a special power I have, which is why I have been too scared to have sex with you, why I'm still a virgin at all. But, I know I can trust you.
Of course you can. What is it?
Wait, Renee, look out!
No, Renee!
Oh, this can't be. Renee, speak to me. Stay awake. I can't lose you.
Holy crap, I'm sorry. I didn't see her. She just stepped out in the road.
Renee, stay with me. I love you. Oh.
Oh, no. She's gone. Look, man, I'm sorry. Fuck. I didn't see her, I swear. What's your name?
Sweet McGinley. Look, please, it was an accident.
Where were you born, Sweet McGinley? What?
When and where were you born? Answer me.
St. Taint's Hospital, upper lower left east side, August 29th, 1979. Peter dumped Renee's lifeless body on the asphalt and hopped into the back of Sweet McGinley's car.
The wizard said, I've only got a certain amount of magical time-traveling cum before it turns into just normal spaff. I think I've only got enough for one trip, maybe two if I ruin the orgasm and hold some of it in. I've got to make it count.
Hey, pal, I can drive you somewhere if you want. Wait, what the fuck are you doing? Why are you jacking off in the back of my car? Because I'm gonna kill you as soon as you were born for what you've done to Renee. Now shut it. Okay, Peter, right, okay. Think of something sexy. Come on, Peter. Renee's life depends on it.
What happened here?
Look, officer, I hit this girl, and now her boyfriend's in the back of my car whacking off. Fuck if I know what's going on. Shit, the fuzz. Oh, okay, hurry up. Okay, get in the mood. Sexy, feet. Oh, yeah, feet. Cleavage, yeah, okay, yeah. Lots of cleavage, really big cleavage, and lots of feet. A mile of cleavage. Me, I'm tiny, I'm really small. I'm running along miles of cleavage. Yeah. Oh yeah, that's it. And then there's my math teacher. Oh yeah, frick. Oh god. Oh yeah. My math teacher's there. My high school math teacher. I'm tiny. There's miles and miles of cleavage. There's Cleavage Road. I'm on a cleavage road. I'm tiny. Miles and miles of cleavage road. There's my math teacher. There's feet everywhere. Oh my god. Oh fuck. I'm gonna bust. Oh fuck. Don't bust a nut in the back of my car. Peter's body glimmered, and he was zapped back in time, falling through a temporal wormhole as he jolted and jiggled and jacked and jelked his magic dick shaft and nut bag. He comes, and comes too. It's dark. He paws around for signs of where he is. He feels a light switch. He's in a claustrophobic janitorial closet. Peter opens the door and sees he's in a busy hospital ward. He stops a nurse. Hey, excuse me, miss, what's the date today? Why, it's August 29th, 1978. Shit, I overshot it by a year. Were you masturbating in there? No. Well, you're holding your cock and there's cum all over your hand. I'm saving someone's life? Oh, okay. And Peter went back in the closet to wait a year as Sweet McGinley would be born so he can end a baby's life. End of chapter 16.